Hi and welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a Valentine's Day inspired look using the Naked 3 palette. I also used a Makeup Geek pigment, so there's a lot going on in the eyes. It's fairly sparkly, so I kept the cheeks and the lips pretty simple to not take away from everything that's going on with the eyes. You could also add some false lashes if you want to add a little extra drama to this look, but today I skipped it. Please do feel free to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I'll also have a full list of products on my website, amberraybeauty.com. I'll leave it in the description box down below. So if you'd like to see how I did this look, please keep watching. So I'm going to start out with my Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser Primer. I find it gives my foundation a really nice base to sit on, and it feels really great on the skin. It makes my skin feel so soft, and I think it just makes for a really nice base for my foundation to sit on. I'm starting out, of course, with clean hands and a clean and moisturized face. Next, I'm just taking my Revlon foundation in 180 Sand Beige. It is the color Stay, and it's for normal to dry skin. I have pretty dry skin, so I like to use a liquid over a powder, especially in the winter months. It's really dry here in New England, so I need to give my skin as much moisture as I can. I'm just going to buff that in with a damp Beauty Blender sponge. There are tons of dupes out there now for this, so don't feel like you have to go out and buy an actual beauty blender. I've heard that Real Techniques makes a really great dupe, and it's $6 compared to, I think, each beauty blender is like 20 bucks. Next, I'm taking this Maybelline concealer. It's the Instant Age Rewinder in light, just putting that under my eyes. I'm going to use the beauty blender to blend that into my skin. I'm also going to use my finger. The warmth from your hands is really nice on your skin. It helps to blend everything in a little bit more seamlessly, make it a little bit more natural. I promise you that my beauty blender is clean, it's just stained. All right, so moving on to eyebrows, I'm using this Maybelline pencil. I have pretty thick eyebrows, but I do have gaps, so I just recently started using this pencil to try to fill in those gaps. I love this product because there's a pencil on one end and then this spoolie on the other end that really helps to distribute that product and make it look like a more natural eyebrow. I don't really like the super drawn-on eyebrow look. That's just me, but of course do whatever you're comfortable doing. And voila, they are done. Onto the eyes. I'm putting this NYX eye pencil in Strawberry Milk all over my lids to create a beautiful pink base for the Naked 3 shadows to sit on. They're going to make my eyeshadows pop and give the shadow something to stick to. And because the shadows in the Naked 3 palette are blush tones, I thought that this would be a really great base to use. I bought this in a 3-pack at Target, which was in the clearance section with the milk shade as well as a black. This is my first time using this pencil, and I have to say I'm really impressed with it. All right, so on to the fun part. Using the Naked 3 palette, I'm going to use the shade Limit, which is a beautiful matte pink shade, and I'm putting that in my crease to blend out any harsh lines from that pencil and to create a nice transition shade. I'm using a Real Techniques Duo Fiber crease brush. Of course, if you don't have this palette, I'm sure there are plenty of drugstore dupes. I know the Wet n Wild makes a lot of really beautiful shades, but I'll have to do some work and find out some other things that we could be using. Next, I'm going to take the shade Liar and apply that to the outer half of my lid. That's going to add some dimension, a little bit of drama, and a little bit of sparkle. So hopefully you can see that adding that shadow to the outer half really does a lot to give the eye some dimension. My eyes are pretty small, so I like to keep it really bright towards the inner corner and then always add something a little dark on the outside just to really give my eyes some good dimension. Next, I'm using the Makeup Geek pigment in Afterglow. Makeup Geek is the reason that I got into YouTube, that I even got into makeup. So I had to put at least one of her products in my first YouTube video. I will put on my website some more information about the company. I could talk about how wonderful they are all day, but I will spare you and just talk about the tutorial. So I'm taking the brush that comes in the Naked 3 palette, the short end. That's a really dense brush. I just picked up some of that pigment and I squished it into the lid, tapped off any excess, and then pushed it into the inner third of my eye. You want to tap off any excess because with pigments, they do have a tendency to fall out. And after we just did all that stuff to our face, we don't want any glitter falling down onto our cheeks. So I'm going to put that in the inner third of the eye, as well as the inner tear duct and a little bit underneath and in the inner corner of my bottom lash line. This is going to open up the eyes. I'm then taking a little bit of the shade Burnout onto the center of my lid. It just felt like I needed a little extra pop of color there. So I decided to throw that on there, and I think it did a lot to complement the eye look. Did a little extra blending in the crease as well. I think the key to any good makeup look is a lot of blending. If you have harsh lines, it's going to take away from how beautiful anything on your lid is. Next, I'm going to take this Stila liquid eyeliner. This is my favorite eyeliner. I know it's pricey, so feel free to use whatever it is that you have. So I like to start in the middle of the lid and work my way out. I also don't like to do a line all the way across my lid. I feel like it closes my eyes off. And like I said before, my eyes are fairly small, so I like to just keep it towards the outside. It does take some practice to do a good winged liner. I have been doing this for years, so it doesn't take too long for me to put it on. But you have to be very patient and slow with it to get the best results. I can do a tutorial on this if anyone would like. An easier way if you're just starting out with liner on your top lid is to use a gel with a pencil. Excuse me, not a pencil, a brush. So then I'm taking this Stila eyeliner in shade Aubergine, I don't know. But it's this really gorgeous, like plummy purple color, and I thought it would really complement what we have going on the top lid. So I put that on my bottom lower lash line, and then I took some of the shade Nooner from the Naked 3 palette onto a pencil brush and then smudged that out to make it a little smoky. I felt like I needed a little extra liner, so I just pulled down a little bit, but not too harshly on my eye, just to get that pencil in there. So the final step for the eyes is mascara, and I recently picked up this L'Oreal Voluminous Butterfly Mascara. If you haven't seen the wand, you have to go look it up. It is crazy looking, but it's awesome. I look for something that's going to really give volume to my lashes, and this mascara makes my lashes look so thick and fat. I don't know why I just made that grumpy face. I promise you that I'm really excited doing this. Mostly nervous, but very excited. So I'm just making sure to put 2 really good coats of that mascara all over my lashes, and then putting a little bit on the lower lashes as well to open up the eye. And I think it makes it a little bit sexier when you have really thick lashes on the bottom as well. Next, I'm going to take this NYX cream blush. It's in the shade Glow. I know it's a little scary looking, but if you just kind of smile and pat it all over your cheeks, it will distribute the color and it won't be as harsh. But sometimes it is easy to add a little too much blush, so you can take whatever you use to apply your foundation and pat it over that area to try to blend it out and remove some of that color. So I'm just doing that on both cheeks. On this side, I did get a little crazy with it, so I had to make sure to go back in with my beauty blender. For highlighter, I'm using a sample of the Benefits Watts Up highlighter. I'm just applying it where I want a glow to my skin, and then I'm going to use my fingers to buff that in. This highlighter is gorgeous. It makes your skin appear youthful and hydrated. And like I said, this New England winter is doing a number on my skin. So any help I can get, I'll take it. To settle the creams I just applied to my face, I'm going to use another sample. This one is by Smashbox, and it's their Halo Powder in Light. I'm using a Real Techniques contour brush to push it under my eyes and then lightly all over my face. Like I said, my skin is on the drier side, so I don't like to use a lot of powder, but I feel like to make this last, you do have to set all your creams. And you don't want to harshly smear this powder into your face. You want to kind of pat it and tap it in, because using too many windshield wiper motions is just going to move your product around. So you kind of want to pat it like this. I probably should have used a fatter brush on the face, but I just used what I had already started with. And finally, I'm going to finish this look off with a NYX Butter Gloss in shade Creme Brulee. I am freaking obsessed with these things. They look and feel just like butter on the lips. I think they give such a beautiful shine, and they're so easy, they smell good, and they're pretty inexpensive. So this is the final look. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.